and welcome back, CEAL fans. We're going into the Freljord division now, into two teams. We're going to see Stars United Esports Club versus CEAL Team 6. I have seen a lot of CEAL Team 6, seen a lot of their games. Really excited to see what they're going to be bringing out for us, and interesting picks that we might see as well. And Stars United Esports Club, I think I've watched one or two of their games, and they're really kind of really great with team communication, really good at just kind of, they have like almost a blueprint screen in front of them. They go, okay, we do this, then we do this, then we get profit, and then we win, kind of thing. So those two teams are going to be really fun to watch, really interesting to play against here. And do you know any of these teams, Dex?
Yeah, so SEAL Team 6 is actually a team that I've been able to play against once or twice. I think twice. So yeah, they actually were a really competent squad. I remember the jungler was definitely a hard matchup for me. I'm a jungler as well. But in this composition that I'm seeing here, looks like for SEAL Team 6 we have Timo in the top lane, Vi as the jungler, Diana mid, Vayne AD carry, and Alistair support. This looks like a great comp for them to hard engage fights and play around the Vayne and the Diana Vi Alistair engages. A lot of forward dashes with this team comp, so they're looking to get in the face of SOL really quick, really early. Obviously, this Vayne's going to want to sit back and scale a little bit, but yeah, these are two great teams in the gold division for Casual Esports, and it looks like it's going to be a very exciting match.
Yeah, and on the side of Stars United Esports Club, you do see the Gnar top, Graves jungle, Ari mid, and then in our bot lane here we have Ashe and Karma. What do you think about the potential team fight and how they're going to be playing out this game?
Yeah, so there's a great deal of scaling on both sides of these teams. I really can't put my finger on who's going to have the better composition for the late game. So we're just kind of to wait back and see the execution of both these sides. A lot of skill shots, a lot of challenging champions to execute against some of their opponents. We're going to see Ari is going to be a very slippery mage to deal with for this Diana, and is going to be looking to get onto the back line of SEAL Team 6, looking to snipe off the Timo and the Vayne before the Diana, Vi, and Alistair can really get there. So compositionally wise, SOL looks like they're going to have a great advantage when it comes to CC. The long range Ashe arrows, being able to get priority targets, and the follow up could be massive. So a lot of engage, a lot of forward dashes, and a lot of aggression probably going to come from both teams early on in this game.
Yeah, very well said. And without further ado, folks, let's jump right into game and see what we have to deal with. So we do see just the glacial augment Ari. I don't really see that as often, and it should be really interesting to watch her trades with the Diana. Really going to be poking her out early. I think would might even see an early kill with it as well. We do see both teams looking for potential Vade on the bot side, looking to see if they can pick off one of the 5-point members here. They're going to be walking up, not able to quite grab anyone, so I think that's going to be enough to put in a couple deep wards and then just walk away with their lives as well. Depending on where they walk, they could walk right into a Vi here, but she's going to be backing off. So traditional, back into what we're going to be seeing for jungle path, watching where the jungler is going to be, watching the early jungle path towards which lane they're going to, and probably like a very passive early game here.
Yeah, I would look for a more passive early game coming from the Graves. As far as the Diana going to be as well as the Vi potentially with the early ganks. So we'll see. Have to see how it goes. Top lane looks like it's going to be pretty even, but we'll have to see where these junglers decide to go, where they prioritize their time, and where they would like to set up a gank and try to get an advantage for their team first.
Yeah, with that being said, you're seeing the Vi go for the blue side healer here. Do you think she's going to be roaming to bot immediately, or do you think she's going to be pathing towards a top to mid lane matches?
Yeah, I think that Vi's gonna want to be somewhere where they're gonna be a little bit pushed up. She can look at any of these lanes because she's gonna be providing a decent amount of setup for whichever lane she ganks. Bot lane looks great. Once Alistar's level 2, he can really help coordinate any type of gank for this lane. And we're already seeing bot lane, push up aggressively with that extra range that they have and be able to get this wave shoved under tower, looks like, or just frozen outside the tower, but putting a lot of poke damage on the Alistar. One
Yeah,
auto.
Alistar flashing away and just living with his life, actually. Very close. Holy cow.
Yeah, a lot of poke damage coming through for this poke lane out of SOL. Looking to do exactly what you just saw on your screen. Can keep them back off the tower, out of XP range, out of gold range. Send him back to base. It's still level 1.
Yeah, you do see the Graves actually in the Vi's jungle now, potentially looking for either a pick or even just going to be a quick skirmish. Graves doesn't really have a great level 3 against the Vi with the double buffs here. And Nara is pretty easily going to be roaming down as well. Sorry, I got that backwards. Vi was counter jungling the Graves. Now you do see the Ahri getting engaged on, getting the nice charm off, getting some nice damage as well. The Graves gonna have to go away, but the Teemo's there. They get the flash, and first blood going over to the Teemo top here.
Yeah, still Team 6 with the collapse, mid priority, top prio with the Teemo, and able to just collapse on the river. The Graves already at a health disadvantage because the Vi, great rotation into his jungle, knowing the phase rush. Graves doesn't have a great early skirmish and able to pick off the Graves out of position in the top river as we have an engaged mid.
Yeah, you're seeing a nice fight actually happening in the mid lane here. Back, forth skirmishes. Diana, when she goes in for her full combo, can nuke down the Ahri as much as she can. But then after that, the Ahri has to retaliate, do some additional damage back without being destroyed by a potential gank from the jungler. You do see the Vi actually top lane. Does get a kill onto the Gnar with the Teemo as well. The Teemo getting 2 kills this early is going to be really huge because he can do a lot of damage into the mid to late game as well.
Yeah, great timings for this Vi. Teemo roamed down to the river to help the Vi with the Graves, gave Gnar the push, and Vi shows right back up top to get the kill and set his team right ahead. Teemo 2-0 off those roams and the gank. So looking really good top lane. Bot lane's been struggling, and now we have Graves here, potentially looking at something.
Yeah, you do see the Graves going in for an engage. He does get turret aggro. He's running really low there. Does get a minion aggroed onto him as well. Not enough to kill him, though. It's really hard to turret dive an Alistar there. And especially a turret dive an Alistar and a Vayne with Condemn up.
Right, yeah. Maybe not the best look, but still going for some damage. Got the heal out of the Vayne, so worth something at least. But Graves continuing to farm up here, and Vi building a small advantage on him. Already got the item advantage as well. Gonna do more damage in any of these skirmishes, so we have to think that Vi's gonna have priority in the river wherever she goes, at least for the next 10 minutes or so.
Okay, seeing some nice damage coming up top lane, some nice traditional trades here, and I don't think he does poke down the... Whoa, Nelly, there's the engage from Gnar underneath his own turret, getting a huge shutdown for himself. I wasn't expecting that one to come out, but He was ready. I think the Gnar really is comfortable with his champion here and really understands his damage output that he can bring to the table.
Yeah, it was just a case of Teemo maybe staying out a little too long, going for the extra minions, and Gnar coming up with the clutch play for the shutdown, 300 gold or 150 gold. So gonna put him back in a good spot after the early death. Um, so top lane's gonna be looking good, and looks like we are starting the Infernal Drake bot side after the bot lane recall. So it's gonna be a free Drake for SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, good call on that. And you see the early aggression into this heavy late game scaling team comp there, because when Teemo gets late game, when Diana gets late game, and especially when Vayne gets late game, they become a massive energy and just can take out literally anyone that they want.
So it looks like Vi is going to go ahead and roam topside, but Ari is looking in this area. She smells something. But once again, Vi's going to return to the top side and leave the Vayne alone in the bot lane. So susceptible for potentially a gank from Graves, but we'll have to see if that's going to be a priority. Right now, Ashe and Karma are able to just keep this wave pushed under the bot lane tower. Looks like Diana ulted
Engage
mid.
going down onto the mid laner there. And the re-engage from Ari, knowing that all of her summoners are, well, not summoners, her cooldowns are, for her abilities are down. You do see Vi potentially looking for another gank onto the mid lane or the bot lane. She does see the bot lane's really pushed up here, so this could be her time to shine to really punish them. But Graves is roaming up over to the Vi bot lane, immediately responding back here as well, and not able to pick up the Vi and continue as you once were, getting that pink out of the way, helping the Graves go in for a potential turret dive once more. And vision control has been a huge factor into a lot of potential ganks and stopping that as well. And you do see the Ashe going in for a nice ultimate onto the Vayne here. There goes by Q combo with her R going onto the Ashe. She's going to get exhausted down. They are relatively low. Heal going out, so onto the Karma. And massive damage coming from the Graves from downtown with the Ashe auto attacks. They're going to be looking onto the Alistar, seeing if they can pick him up as well. Yes, he does. He does fall. And that's going to be a huge win on Stars United Esports Club.
Yeah, I think the Vi showing bot side made the Graves come down, and he wanted to be around, and now we see the 3v3, the overextension for SEAL Team 6 resulted in 0 for 3 turnaround for those guys, so not so great for the SEAL Team 6 here as they lose 3 members and give over that gold. We'll have to see what SOL is able to do with this lead now that Graves has a kill and Ashe just picked up 2 for herself, so bot lane's definitely going to have an advantage into this Vayne, even bigger advantage into this Vayne moving forward.
Yeah, getting that turret dive as well onto the Vi is just insult to injury, and it's going to be really difficult to transition back. I think right here we're probably going to be seeing like a calmer state. You have to play more passively on the side of SEAL Team 6 to get your scaling team to the scaling team time. You know what I mean? Like trying to just get that advantage is going to be huge for you guys. You had that early lead. Now it's time to play a little bit more laning phase, a little bit more passively. Oh, Gnar ultimate and coming down again, actually. Flash R. Teemo knock up into the wall there. Here comes Vi as a response, taking out the Gnar here. Really excellent performance from this Gnar. You're seeing time and time again when this Gnar understands the trading potential that he has and consistently goes in with landing a nice ultimate to the wall.
Yeah, and as we can see here, we're just controlling the dragon area with the bot lane prio that we've been able to build up for the team SOL. Looks like they're going to be looking to prioritize this dragon as soon as it spawns. Right now we see Diana's getting some tower plates.
Yeah, you're really seeing the karma saying, no cow, go back. You're not allowed to get into XP range. Feels bad to be an Alistar right there. But they are going to be pushing towards the turret there. He's going to be trying just to keep the turret alive. You see the trading coming down mid lane. And the dragon's going to be spawning in about 20 seconds, 15 seconds actually. So getting this dragon for SEAL Team 6 would also be a huge turning point of this game. Getting the potential to get to that dragon soul earlier than Stars United Esports Club will be a huge win for them.
Yeah, and the dragon has spawned, and as we're looking topside, Teemo's sitting pretty comfortable, although he needs to respect those Gnar wallops. But mid lane looks like Ahri's taking some pressure. Ignite ticking down, one tick away.
Yeah, not quite getting the Ahri, and the Gnar doing a nice engage onto the Teemo as well, but not able to land the ultimate onto him. And traditional trading, you're seeing the karma just kind of keeping them back, keeping them away from this major objective. And again, finding the Alistar, getting the W onto the Alistar. Well, he goes in for an engage, the exhaust going down onto the Vayne. Big damage out coming from the side of Stars United Esports Club going onto the Vayne now with the Graves. But the Ashe does fall down to the re-engage with the Vi. Graves still searching for the Vayne, but Vi's coming in, doing her punchy, punch, hit, get away kind of technique here. It's really, it's a lot of back and forth there, and kind of just dividing the team could be very interesting as well. You're seeing the Diana re-engage onto the Ahri here, and Vayne picking up the kill onto the Graves. Gnar going down onto the Vi, does pick up the kill onto the Vi, and now you see the Vayne getting caught with the karma. Huge damage going down. Gnar getting a nice double kill. And the once caught out early game Gnar has become a huge factor in this game with his roam potential, and now with the 4-2 lead, making him just a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, Gnar has definitely come back into this game with a vengeance, and like I was saying, that TP is going to be a big difference. Teemo taking the Ignite, Gnar able to TP to get down there to help his team secure this dragon, and we're seeing a great game here. 8-5, a 2,000 gold lead for the team of SOL and Stars United, and looks like it's going to be a great game. One thing that we've been seeing is the Ahri has remained very elusive against this Diana, not able to pick up any kills against the mid laner. So we're gonna have to see how this situation continues to play out, but maybe once Diana puts on some items, able to burst through a little bit faster this Ahri's health bar.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, and like you say, the Diana not being able to kill the Ahri has been really nice, because a Diana that gets carried away can really just ruin a bot lane, ruin a top lane. So playing super passively in that lane, like you said, is really key for Ahri, and really staying away passive and just making sure the Diana doesn't get carried away this game.
Right, yeah, and so Vi looks like continuing to focus topside. Ulti onto the Gnar. Let's see if Teemo is able to help.
Yeah, you do see the Gnar is going to be ulting down the Teemo. Doesn't quite land him on the wall there, getting that stun, but he does land the E for the additional stun. The Diana is here and ready to kill. She does it. A nice W into an ultimate, is going to be picking up the Graves and potentially even the Gnar, but the Gnar is really tanky. Oh no! Gnar gets away with a nice double kill there and is really close to even. Teemo doesn't have a lot of mana and a really low HP bar. The Gnar can just slowly do what he did before and get another nice engage. He does land a kill onto Teemo while we're seeing a fight bot lane. We're seeing the Ashe just chunk down the Alistar. Big damages coming out from this Gnar. Huge play factor in this game.
And so continuing to play to their win condition is Stars United. The Ashe looking to fight the Vayne, doesn't get the condemn, and nice kill going over to Stars United. The Ashe player able to really put this Vayne down throughout this game, and it's going to be a hard time coming back into this game after we already have a 4-1 Ashe finished Essence Reaver. Items coming online for all of Stars United. Gnar picking up the Black Cleaver already has 2 components for 2 other items. Looks like he's going to be building a Frozen Mallet second, most likely, which would be a great item into Teemo. Somewhat elusive and will get the movement speed off his W, so that Frozen Mallet will help him continue to stick to that slippery Teemo, make him a little less annoying.
Very true, very true. Yeah, like you said before, you're seeing the huge power spike coming out of Stars United, and they are the mid game power spike that they have is game changing, and they can really use that to their advantage to carry out for a potential just end game situation mid like early 20 minutes for sure.
But the Graves is caught out. Looks like double ultis onto him and pick up a pretty easy kill. Caught him in their topside jungle on a ward. And now it's a power play coming for SEAL Team 6 as they have 5 members alive and they're summoning the Rift mid. Looks like it's going to be a 2v2 in the mid lane.
Yeah, you see the Gnar engaging onto the Teemo. Is doing a lot of damage. He does hit a shroom, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop him. He does take out the Teemo. They are going to be roaming up top, and the Shelly wasn't able to take out the mid turret quite yet there. Was close, but with the correct reaction time from Stars United, they were able to take it down. You see the Ashe arrow coming down onto the Diana. She's running pretty low there. Flash going out from the Ashe here, taking out Diana, and now they're going to be looking for more blood, more turrets for sure. With the dragon coming up in about 30 seconds, that's going to be a nice dragon for the side of Stars United.
Yeah, and so we're seeing a lot of grouping mid now. We've reached almost the 20-minute mark. We've got a 5,000 gold lead for Stars United as Gnar and Graves have made their way into the bot side jungle right before this dragon spawns. Looks like it's going to be an easy take for Stars United as they have a pretty massive pressure and gold lead here. It's going to take quite a bit for SEAL Team 6 to get back into this one.
Yeah, what do you think? You do see a little bit of the fall of the early game potential that we saw from CEAL. What do you think they have to do to come back in this game and carry back into the late game for the win here?
Yeah, so my first thought was that they were looking at playing around top side and they were just going to kind of leave the Vayne on her lonesome. But we switched strategies a little bit and looks like the Vayne just was not able to stand up against such an oppressor.
Oh, sorry. Looks like a nice engagement. Nice Ashe arrow going out, and then the Gnar going in for another engage, getting another kill onto the Vi. Yeah, and they're pushing for the victory here. Well, I mean, they're going to be pushing to get an inhibitor for sure, and the surrender vote coming out from SEAL Team 6, just saying, we're done. We're done. Rinse this game off of our hands, and we're going to look for game 2 for a potential better situation here. The game does fall, and I know it was a really relatively quick game here, Dex, and it's really hard to say, like, MVP and Ace. Well, I think the MVP will be like a toss-up between the Ashe and the Gnar, but give me your thoughts and rundowns of what happened this game, and MVP and Ace as well.
Yeah, so what I felt like happened is SEAL Team 6 was able to start off with a pretty decent setup for themselves, getting the 2 kills onto the top laner, setting up an advantage. But really what it came down to was the pressure from the Ashe and Karma, able to really just keep the Vayne down and suppressed underneath the tower, losing XP, losing out on a lot of gold, and then when Vi finally did show up to try to make an impact on bot lane, it looked like that Graves spotted it out and was there for the counter engage to pick up 3 kills, a major turning point bot lane, because they were able to capitalize multiple dragons off that play. And so yeah, I would definitely have to give it to the Ashe player, just for winning lanes so hard and making sure to extend that lead the Ashe player created for himself, into objectives and into towers.
Very well said. And what do you say on the side of SEAL Team 6 as the ace here?
So it looked like, I would have to give it to the Vi. From what I could see, there was a lot of the successful plays were coming because the Vi was there at the right place at the right time. One of the setbacks was the counter ganks as well. So some of the counter ganks were spot on, and it didn't turn out the way that SEAL Team 6 was expecting it. But GG to both teams. It was a great match, and both teams had some great things that they did. And but for this one, Stars United was able to come out with the victory. And yeah, like I said, GG.
Yeah, very great game. And stay tuned, folks, because we're going into round 2 of SEAL Team 6 versus Stars United Esports Club. Hello and welcome back, folks. We're going into round 2 between Stars United Esports Club versus SEAL Team 6. Very interesting first game. You saw a lot of early aggression coming out from SEAL Team 6, coming out a little bit further ahead, but then the immediate response back from Stars United Esports Club there with the understanding power spikes, understanding the flow of the game, and just kind of taking it slow. They were set back, but you know what? They kept to the game plan, they kept to the strategy, and they fulfilled into the victory here. What were your thoughts about last game, Dex?
Yeah, so Stars United were able to secure the victory. A lot of it had to do with their composition. The Ashe Karma into the Vayne Alistair. We knew it was going to suffer early, but it suffered too much early to where it became irrelevant. And so what we're hoping to see this game is with, on the side of SEAL Team 6 with the ranged mage support. Hopefully, we'll get a little better of a matchup in the bot lane into the Ashe Glacial comp, Ashe Braum. So we'll have to see how this goes. I think it's going to be a pretty even matchup bot lane this time, a little bit better. We see the scaling once again out of the mid lane and the jungle with Graves and Aurelion Sol. And we've got a new element to add to this composition with the Jax.
Yeah.
Side laner for Stars United, and could be a pretty good counter pick into the Nasus, who's going to be able to counter strike the abilities from the Nasus or the his Q. But compositionally wise for SEAL Team 6, it's a little different. We got a lot of CC coming from the jungle mid and support, which is only going to enable this Kai'Sa, who's going to be able to get plasma stacks off of each of those CCs. So it looks like a Kai'Sa carry comp coming from SEAL Team 6 with the Nasus in the side lane. So we're going to be looking all eyes on the Nasus and the Kai'Sa needing to perform here in order for this to be a viable comp. With all the utility and CC coming from the other lanes. So looks like it's going to be a very interesting one because SEAL Team 6 looks like they're going to be able to deal with a lot of what SEAL Team 6 is going to be trying to throw at them with, for instance, Jax being able to jump away and Graves being able to dash away. So there is going to be quite a bit of counterplay on both sides for these compositions. So it's going to be a really interesting one. I think this is going to be a fun one to watch.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And without further ado, folks, let's jump right into game and see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, I wanted to actually touch note with you here, Dex, about like that early game. Nasus is going to be a little bit further behind there, but you know what? If he gets carried away, we've seen it in our solo queue games. When the Nasus gets too far ahead, he's like this unstoppable force. It feels like here. So, what do you think on the side of Stars United has to do to counteract this?
Yeah, so Stars United is going to have to focus Nasus in the early game when he's most vulnerable to get this Jax going and ahead. We're I don't think that Jax is really going to need any help in order to deal with the Nasus early on, but it really could be in Stars United favor if they could get an early kill on this Jax. Otherwise, kind of similar bot lane is going to be more about this Ashe keeping the Kai'Sa down, down in farm, down in gold, being able to stop and put a stop to whatever this bot lane for SEAL Team 6 is trying to do. But on the other hand, we have Graves, who's going to be looking to scale. You're going to be looking to farm, maybe not very much ganking. I think you might see more ganking from the mid laner out of Stars United, looking to roam on the Aurelion Sol and affect some of the side lanes. So I think if all goes well, Graves is going to be looking to counter jump a bit to take some farm from this Ivern, who doesn't really present much of a threat at all to him. Um,
Hmm, that's odd. We're dealing with some technical difficulties, folks. So we're gonna have a quick pause here as we organize everything. Are we gonna start from producer? Are we gonna be starting from the start of this game here? All right, I'm gonna be adjusting to that as well. Sorry about that there, folks. We're going to be having this issue figured out very quickly here. We're currently in the process of loading back the game, and then we're going to be starting from the beginning once more. So you'll see what we see, and we'll continue from there. Alrighty, now that we're back into it again, folks, as you were saying, Dex, continue what we were just talking about, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be a lot of interesting things at play here. You know, because if we see a Kai'Sa, a winning lane Kai'Sa, which would be a little different than last game, but if we see a winning lane Kai'Sa, it's going to open up the door for a lot of options for SEAL Team 6. So, and we'll just have to see how this one goes, see where these junglers prioritize their time, and hopefully we'll see some hyphy plays coming out of this both of these squads.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That Kaisa, when she gets carried away, is just as scary as the Nasus, as you were saying before here. You do see on the side of Stars United getting some nice deep wards. You really, from their side, they've done this last game, and they'll do it again this game here. Is that the communication on where that jungler is really important to them, and they always try and get that deep ward in before the minions spawn.
Yeah, and I think this also is a game where maybe the Graves can play a little more aggressively. You know, last game we saw the solo kill or the early kill on Stars United Reaper. But this time it's going to be a little different, a little less of a threat with the Ivern that he's matched up against. So he's going to have a little more say-so in where he decides to path, what he prioritizes, rather than maybe following the Vi around as much as he did last game.
Yeah, and let's talk about the aggression of bot lane. You're saying the double Freljord here coming in with the Ashe and Braum. That has a lot of CC and is a really hard to deal with once they hit level 6. How do you think this lane matchup's gonna go? Because the Zyra also is super aggressive and really punishes melee supports.
Yeah, so I really think, and as we could see already,
Yeah, you just see
yeah,
the all-out aggression coming in from the CC effects with the Ashen Braum and showing what it can do into a lane and why it's so oppressive.
yeah, we'll have to see, you know, what kind of poke damage this Zyra can put down, because right now there's not a lot of threat on the Stars United bot lane.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting, but now we're gonna just see the trading back and forth. They're all really low, but they really want to catch this wave so they can hit level 3 before doing a reset here. And let's talk about mid lane too here. Let's see how does the Morgana favor to the Aurelion Soul?
Yeah, so Morgana is going to be looking for any type of bindings if Aurelion Soul steps outside of the minion wave. But as we are seeing play out before us right now, we have a roam into the top lane, and this is what I can see repeating over and over again, is the counter gank coming from the mid lane.
Ooh, yeah, you do see
Drawing out flashes.
Aurelion Soul immediately responding back to help out the top laner with the jungler also being there. That is great communication from the team themselves, saying, oh, the Ivern's here. The Ivern is top. Please help me. Letting the Jax actually, he flashed down the river closer to the Aurelion Soul, to the Graves, because it was the safer option than flashing back to his turret and potentially getting engaged further on by the Nasus and the Ivern.
We've got a 1v2. This Graves in neutral territory, looking to stick around some more and put some more damage down.
I gotta take away with the low health enemies this game has been numerous times where you're like, oh, they're going down, but they never fall. The tree never timbers, you know?
Yeah, definitely some pretty amazing escapes this game, and looking for some more sick plays, especially with the Kaiser being able to. This is a perfect composition for this Kaiser to really pop off and carry SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, very well said there. Now let's take a quick note on to the the objectives this game here. We're gonna be watching the first dragon appear on our map. It's gonna be Ocean. What do you think is gonna be the ideal team idea for getting like the early couple dragons? Who do you think is gonna be taking away the dragons before them?
Yeah, so with the jungle matchup, Ivern is not the best person to take Dragon unless he has his whole team with him. In which case, then he becomes a little bit better because he has the objective control out of his ultimate, which is Daisy. So right now we see Graves no problem starting up the dragon, or at least clearing some wards, getting the vision control down for that dragon area. So I have to think that Stars United is going to be the one that wants to push that dragon tempo, being the easier team to start it and do it.
Yeah,
but as you see right now, the roam down.
Yeah, from the Aurelion Soul. Here comes the Aurelion Soul trying to get the Ivern, but unable to as well. Here comes Graves. They're going to be trying to push down this wave, trying to see if they can get a potential turret dive here. They're really looking for a picks here. They're really looking for something before this dragon spawns, so they have that 100% safety net for them to obtain dragon.
Yeah, I think they're going to start it here. Nope, they're going to be the safe call. I was just looking that Jax had top lane priority, and so choosing not to use it there and backing off. Looks like Braum reset, bot lane reset, so we're gonna get a nice reset out of bot lane to get the pressure back going.
Yeah, so this is probably what we're gonna see a lot of, especially in a scaling comp with the Nasus, with the Kaisa. These two champions alone can 1v9 a late game situation. So you take it nice and slow, you take it super passively, and if you do this, you're winning the game already. Like, just lane well, have your farm going, and you're gonna get the victory. So the longer this team goes, the better it looks for SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this Ashe is going to continue to be a lane bully, and then it's going to really come down to those long-range Ashe arrows to see if we can chain CC some of the major CC that we're able to pull out of this Stars United.
Yeah, you do see the Graves and Ashe onto the dragon itself. They're going to be poking it down, taking it out, and then Ivern showing top side, trying to get some turret plates, some extra money for his top laner.
Yeah, I would say the pressure is going to be more on SEAL Team 6 to get this Nasus going, and that's why we see the Ivern showing top, is trying to get some extra gold in the pockets of him. Because if online, this Nasus will be able to take down this Jax.
Yeah, and we're almost hitting the level 6 power spike from the bot laners there, and the Nasus flashing back over to his Ivern. Should be able to keep him safe in this situation, but the Aurelion Soul, a flash EQ combo from the Jax there doesn't quite land the stun. Here comes the Graves, is going to take out the Nasus there, getting the first blood over to Aurelion Soul, and then now you're watching bot lane. They've hit 6. You gotta wait for a fight here, because these guys are ready to engage and they are looking for blood now. The jungler isn't there. They're safe. They're pushed up, and if Elash lands an arrow or a Braum lands an ultimate as well, there is just too much CC for them to live. So looks like they might actually do a reset. They are pretty low on mana here. So Morgana landing a nice Q onto the Aurelion Soul, getting the ultimate down as well. Gonna keep on the engage. Man, then she lands the ultimate down on Aurelion Soul. One more auto attack away. So close, flash Q in. He does barrier, but then she falls to the turret. Aurelion Soul, no way! He lives!
Wow, that was so close. The barrier came in clutch there.
Wow. That was calculated, as one might say. Very calculated.
Yeah, that was a great play by the Morgana player, TPing back to mid to get the wave shoving.
Yeah, the Morgana with TP here. Give me your thoughts on that and how it can affect this game.
Yeah, so I think the Morgana took TP to match the Aurelion Soul in the side lanes if ever needed, but even matching now the wave clear and the pressure that this mid laner for Stars United has been able to build up for them. So yeah, as we can see here, Morgana matching the pressure, no problem, looking to poke out this Aurelion Soul and put him in a bad situation.
Yeah, you saw a nice trade coming out from Jax there as well onto the Nasus. Very close. He actually does pop the Cutlass onto him and almost takes out the Nasus underneath his own turret. Nasus actually having to pop his ultimate. Now Ivan is here, but the Graves is, I believe, taking Shelly right now. So as soon as he takes this up, he could really roam up and then potentially just end the top laner's life as well. There's that combo I was talking about earlier. Someone lands an ultimate, one of the bot laners are gonna fall.
Yeah, it's a great combo in lane to pick up a kill and isolate one target, freeze them there for a long period of time. And looks like the Zyra player wasn't able to stand up to all that CC and damage coming from this very aggressive bot lane that we've seen over the last 2 games. Holding it down against this Kai'Sa and even with a 15 farm lead. So gold is in the pockets of Stars United, and we'll have to see if that trend continues. Looking like a 3,000 gold lead as we sit right now at 12 minutes.
Yeah, so it's really hard on the you really have to stay super passive on the side of Steel Team 6. But that's going to be super hard against this hyper aggressive mid game kind of just complete control of Stars United team comp here. It's going to be a hard fought out game. If it goes past 30 minutes, it should be on the side of Steel Team 6, but if it's pre 30 minutes, I think it goes to the side of Stars United.
Yeah, both junglers looking bot jungle dragon spawning in 2 minutes or so. So this could be a big fight here, or we'll have to see if it's going to be contestable by both sides, because we just had Stars United bot lane just back, so they could be resetting for this dragon, but we'll have to see, because it looks like SEAL Team 6 is already making their way to this dragon. Yeah. So we got to pick.
And nice damage going out, and the ulti coming in from the Aurelion Soul here. He's 3-0. He's a large and in charge eternal dragon. And now we do see the Mountain Drake is going to be a huge win on the side of Stars United. They are playing to their win con for sure. Like you were saying before, getting those early couple dragons, because the Ivern doesn't really have a great engage onto them. And without Morgana there, it's also going to be super hard to even contest the dragon. So it's going to be probably a 50-50 smite fight here, but the CC that comes out of Braum, the CC that comes out of Ashe, it's just going to be too risky to play it. And down goes the dragon.
Yeah, so this early game has really been Aurelion Soul making waves in these side lanes and picking up kills around these objectives. The Aurelion Soul player, Stars United Lynx, able to come in clutch here on multiple roams, contest these objectives. Here we go, 3v3 in the bot lane.
There's the Ashe ult, and then it does not quite hit anyone. There is going to be the redemption coming out there. The Braum is going to be in danger. 3-man knockup for him, but he does fall down to the Ivern. But Morgana's here. There's an Aurelion Soul a little bit in danger there. Does have to flash over the wall, and does save his life that way. But a good call on SEAL Team 6 there. Really finding the pick that they needed, and it'll help them out for sure into the later stage of this game. Any kill is a good kill.
Yeah, that time Morgana found herself first in that bot lane, beating the Aurelion Soul to the punch and contributing there just by being there and being present enough to give his team confidence to engage that.
Yeah, you're going to see some traditional trading topside. The NASA stacks are becoming stronger and stronger as we speak. Let me get a quick... So he's at 225 stacks right now at 15 minutes. So he's been stacking really well. He'll be scaling into the late game really well as well. Super excited what he's going to bring when he comes into for a team fight.
Yep, and Morgana picking up the blue buff with the Ivern, and as we have an Aurelion Soul back, curious to see what SEAL Team 6 has up their sleeves for the rest of this game. The score is 1-4, so we're going to need some counter punches here for SEAL Team 6 to get back in this game.
Yeah, and if like I said before, any kill's a good kill, and it just makes the late game so much easier for them if they start getting ahead this early. Now you do see the engage in from the Jax here. He goes in with the EQ combo there. There is an Ivern to counteract this, as well as the Nasus going to be able to get his 12 stacks off of the Jax there. He is trying so hard. He is so close. Wow. Just one more Q away, and down goes the Jax. Plus 12 to Nasus, but now they're surrounded by the Aurelion Soul, by the Graves here. They're going to be going in for another engage, but then get knocked up by Daisy. Q going out onto Aurelion Soul, and they should live with their lives, but they're still in danger. They're on the wrong side of the map for this. Now the engage going in bot lane, getting a nice double knock up with the Zyra ulti there. Kaisa going in for an engage, does take out the Ashe. The Grom is in danger there, but is going to live with his life. Another Q on Aurelion Soul from Morgana. She has like a nice hotbox for that Aurelion Soul. Really good Morgana Qs, really helping her team escape there is vital.
Yeah, that was a great turning point for SEAL Team 6, pulling that that trick out of his sleeve on the Kaisa, and really the Zyra setting it all up, making it easy for the AD carry to just sweep in and pick up those kills. Yeah, major turn of events here, picking up 2 kills, bringing the gold a lot closer. But there's still some woes. We have a Jax who's farming extremely well in the top lane. We have a Graves who's extremely well farmed at this point in the game. So continues to play out because this Aurelion Soul is roaming, and wherever this Aurelion Soul goes, Stars United is finding success. So keep your eye on the Aurelion Soul player and expect for more roams and more action in the bot side jungle.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for picks in the jungle here. It is Infernal Soul, and Stars United have already 2 Dragon lead on them as well, so it should be interesting. There is an Ashe from downtown, does land onto the Zyra there. The Graves does end up murdering the tree himself, and not able to really kill the Zyra, but they're going to be looking for more. Nasa's going to be TPing down. Hopefully he can find the Graves here, but not quite there. Morgana going to be engaging onto the Aurelion Soul, and Dragon's going to be spawning soon, so if there's a Dragon to take here, it's going to be now for the side of SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, SEAL Team 6 was looking like they were going to turn things around, but bot lane tower goes down, and looks like top went down as well. So we've got 2 towers going down. We've got a pretty significant deficit in the jungle. Looks like a 30 farm lead with a kill for the Graves. So this is going to be quite an issue. Anywhere this Graves and Aurelion Soul are found, there's going to be a lot of damage coming out towards the side of SEAL Team 6. So they're going to have to be ready for all this roaming and this Graves to pack a real punch.
Yeah, and they didn't get the Dragon there, so the Graves is immediately on to this, but gonna put them onto Soul Point once he takes this. The Aurelion Soul is not in a, sorry, the Ivern is not in a position to really contest the Graves from taking this Dragon, and that's gonna be another Dragon going on this side of Stars United.
Did they just secure two objectives at the same time?
I think they did.
Yeah, that's Rift and Dragon going down at the same time. Major advantage for Stars United here, and I'm just looking at the scoreboard and I'm thinking to myself, how is SEAL Team Six going to pull this back? And be thinking that they're going to have to play through this Kai'Sa, play around this Kai'Sa, and here we go. We're seeing it now.
Yeah, they're going to be going in onto the Ashes Zyra ultimate, landing onto the Braum there. Daisy going onto the Braum, but Braum is so tanky. Holy moly, he is a Goliath there. And then Aurelion Sol coming in, nice ulti, landing it on 3 people there. His stars are going around and around, and they are going to take out another member there. Down goes Morgana, and down goes the Ivern.
Well, Ryder, I think this puts the nail in the coffin. I have to admit, this is not what we wanted to see out of the Nasus getting solo killed there, and a major catastrophe on the 3v3 attempt for SEAL Team 6. Stars United coming in clutch with the roams. No problems there. Aurelion Sol showing up every single time, putting out the damage, getting the stuns. Great team play by them.
Yeah, very well played on their part. Taking out another turret as well. Taking out 2 turrets and opening up the base for them is huge there. Like you said, it's hard on the side of SEAL Team 6. There's like those engages, those fights are really difficult to take. And with Stars United having such a strong mid-game comp here, they're playing to their win con extremely well. Their communication has been extraordinary with the roam from the Aurelion Sol. Like, as soon as something goes down, within seconds you see a dragon appear on your screen, no matter where. So, and then on top of that, with the Jax taking the kill onto the Nasus, insult to injury once again, and Stars United Esports Club coming in hot this game. They have their foot on the pedal, and they are nothing but gas, gas, gas.
Yeah, Stars United, really great team communication, all resetting back on the map, spent their gold. We can just tell as the game's playing out on the screen, these guys have done a great job communicating where they want to be, who they want to focus, and what's the next play, what's the next objective for this team to take it, because they have been there relentlessly to secure these kills and secure these objectives.
I mean, I would never this like the Nasus late game, no matter what happens. Like I said, late game, this team is a monster for CEAL, but they just have to get there. But on the side of Stars United, they're looking just to end it all before that can even happen. They know the dangers of the Nasus, and they know the potential of a late game Kai'Sa.
Right, yeah, and the potential of the Kai'Sa is great, but unfortunately,
There's a nice Ashe ult there, right onto the Ivern, getting caught in his jungle there. They're going to look for more. They get the stun onto the Kai'Sa. Aurelion Sol landing a nice ultimate onto the Morgana Kai'Sa, and the
flashing
just an utter all in the pure aggression from the Aurelion Sol. He is the front line, he says, and it's just massive damage going out. Huge dragon, and you know what? SEAL Team 6 is done. They're done. They're not gonna say they're gonna finish this game off. They're gonna pull out the surrender vote, and they know that by that time they're gonna be pushing into the Nexus. They have an open inhibitor already. They have the minions coming in, and it was gonna be GG with the surrender or not there.
Wow, what a great game. That was very impressive by Stars United. Great team coordination across the map, top side, bot side, dragon control. They did 2 objectives at the same time. They secured 2 objectives at the same time. So great control over these objectives. Great team coordination on the roams. Yeah, flawless performance out of Stars United. Great to see it in that Game 2 victory.
Yeah, very well said here. And now give me your thoughts and ideas on who was going to be the MVP and ace.
Yeah, so I think Aurelion Sol definitely deserves the MVP on that one just because of the presence and proximity to the top lane, to the bot lane. Around these objectives, it was really the Aurelion Sol player holding it down, causing this havoc and creating the number advantage for his team, being there first. And we saw the Morgana player trying to get there first, trying to be there, even taking the TP to be able to match these roams and follow, but it was the Aurelion Soul player that was able to put out the damage and get the stuns and have some pretty clean ultimates and finish off a lot of those kills, starting the game off 3-0. Just put a ton of Team 6 could not handle.
Yeah, and then as for the ace of the game here,
Yeah, so I thought that maybe the ace would either go to the Kaiser player, who had a couple nice plays, as well. The jungler for SEAL Team 6 was definitely trying to make the plays. Was in SEAL Team 6 definitely had some great coordination around some of those objectives. I feel like maybe there was just a couple times where they weren't all there together at the same time, ready to fight at the same time or ready to take the objective at the same time. But otherwise, I think the jungler and the AD carry definitely were trying to put the team on their back there. But at the end of the day, it was Stars United with the victory from the great team coordination, the great team synergies, and composition-wise, they performed very well today.
yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Dex, there. And but stay tuned, folks. We have the final match of the game coming up. We're going right over to the Shurima division between Vengeance Esports and Ravenous Kumquats.